A major change to Fayetteville's recycling system is on hold, at least for now. City council members decided to table a vote tonight that would transition from curbside sorting to a cart-based system. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer is now with us to show us why the proposal is drawing support. And Lauren, some pushback.
Yeah, that's right, Darren. The city says switching to a cart-based recycling program would cut costs and expand access, but not everyone agrees. For now, the debate is far from over. Fayetteville City Council hit pause on a plan to replace the green bins many residents have used for years.
It will enable us to scale our recycling services to more customers. So we'll be able to reach more multifamily customers and more commercial customers that we're not able to reach right now.
Peter Nierengarten, environmental director for the city, says the current curbside system is expensive and tough on workers. Through the new plan, residents would get a 65-gallon cart like a trash bin, and a truck would come and collect materials.
We have a lot of shoulder injuries. We have a lot of slips, trips, falls, ankle sprains. We've had a number of heat stress incidences working out in the summertime heat.
The 3 R's are in order for a reason. Like, we're supposed to reduce from the jump, then reuse, and then recycle. Like, recycling should be a last resort.
But some see this proposal as a setback.
A lot of the older community have been fighting for clean recycling and to keep the recycling as it is for a while. And I feel as if, and I feel like a lot of people do too, that single stream is greenwash.
Taylor Bridges is concerned about contamination. She says the city should focus on education and better drop-off options, not just convenience.
I would rather see increased education. I would rather see more alley cats, which is like a big trailer in apartments. Like, an apartment in Fayetteville will have an alley cat and you can go like sort your recycling. Education is super important because I don't think that people intend to not do right by the environment. I think people a lot of times don't know better, or convenience is easy.
The council will revisit the proposal August 5th. If approved then, the new system could be in place by 2026. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Fayetteville City Council also approving a $450,000 funding in 4 projects to help the city better address homelessness. It passed unanimously tonight. City staff will now present proposals to use the money which comes from the city's general budget fund. Continuing coverage now, newly released documents identify the 2 state corrections officers who were fired after Grant Harden escaped from that North Arkansas prison in May. Justin Del Val was a food preparation supervisor and William Walker was a Department of Corrections corporal. They say Del Val admitted to allowing Harden to clean the back dock unsupervised. That's a violation of policy he had repeated during prior shifts, even after being warned. Reports show William Walker saw Harden alone on the dock but did not report it. He later let him out, mistaking him for a guard, and opened both security gates without checking any ID that allowed him to walk out of the prison. They were both officially let go on June 11th. Parts of the Northeast battered by flash floods overnight, and now parts of the South are bracing for similar weather. At least 2 people killed in the floods in New Jersey. New York City saw its rainiest July 14th ever. Jen Sullivan is tracking the extreme weather as the East Coast braces for more rain and the West Coast is dealing with sweltering heat and wildfires.
Rains pounding parts of the Northeast Monday night, crippling travel for millions. Drivers in New York City dodging flooded roadways as more than 2 inches of rain fell in an hour. Rushing waters pouring into subway cars. Water spewing from tunnels underground at this subway station in Midtown Manhattan. Emergency crews rescuing this driver whose car got stuck in knee-deep water.
Let's pull over.
A state of emergency was declared in New Jersey Monday night.
I couldn't get in my car last night because it was flooded out.
Cars left covered in mud from all the rain.
I've seen water gushing out of the roadways. I've never experienced that, almost like a geyser.
Governor Phil Murphy assessing the damage Tuesday.
This clearly was a significant weather event.
One of the hardest hit areas was in Plainfield, where rainfall totals reached 3 to 5 inches. One home exploded due to an apparent gas leak. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
We're seeing more of this, and the intensity is so more frequent and more intensity.
The storms temporarily halting air travel in parts of the tri-state area, which is home to some of the busiest airports in the country. The threat of more scattered storms and heavy rain stretching across the mid-Atlantic and South Tuesday. Meanwhile, out west, people are dealing with sweltering heat and wildfire threats. The iconic red rocks of the Grand Canyon blanketed in smoke as firefighters battled nearby flames. The dry, hot conditions combined with wind increasing the threat for possible fires. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
As of yesterday, more than 3,000 flash flood warnings have been issued this year alone by the National Weather Service. That's the highest that number has been through the same period since 1986, when those warnings began being tallied. About 170 warnings were issued on Sunday and yesterday alone. Weather Service says flash flood emergencies are noticeably higher this year compared to last year at this time. In Massachusetts, residents and employees of Gabriel House have been sharing their experiences, describing a pattern of staffing issues and troubling conditions. 9 of the residents died in a fire there on Sunday. 70 residents live there, many with mobility issues, including the elderly and disabled.
There's a fire in this building tonight. What the hell am I going to do? I said, I'm not going to be able to get everybody out of here.
Debbie Johnson says she worked the 3rd shift as a nursing assistant at Gabriel House. When she arrived Sunday, a fire was filling the building with deadly smoke. During her 4 years there, she worried about safety all the time.
You never in the 4 years
Never
had a fire drill?
Never had a fire drill.
How many people were on shift when the fire broke out?
2.
Just 2?
2, and they were new.
For 70 people?
They were new employees.
The fire broke out at about 9:30 on Sunday night. Of the 80 firefighters who responded, 30 were off duty. Some fought their way inside without a breathing apparatus to kick in doors looking for people. Jeffrey Bacon is the Fall River fire chief.
There's been false alarms in that building, and when that happens, typically people hear the fire alarms go off and they wait a little bit.
Was this building up to code?
As of our last inspection, everything was fine with this building. We're just one of the several agencies that would receive complaints or anything in that building.
One of those state agencies required Gabriel House to implement a plan of correction 2 years ago to improve its handling of medication and emergency preparedness.
This facility is inspected by the state, the federal, our fire department, our building inspectors.
Paul Coogan is the mayor of Fall River.
If those have to be strengthened, and that's the case that comes out of the report, they say this should be done this way, we're going to comply with it and we'll work with it.
Is there anything the city of Fall River is planning to do to prevent a tragedy like this from happening again?
When you take care of people, you better be doing the right thing, because you got accidents that happen and they're this horrific. You can't just wing it. You got to make sure you're on point.
Now,
Some area healthcare professionals, meanwhile, say they're worried about the future of rural health care. Nearly 60% of Arkansas hospitals are on the brink of closure. Experts say $1 trillion in new budget cuts could end up pushing them over the edge. They say if rural hospitals close, thousands could have to drive more than an hour just to get medical care. Monica Fisher-Massive, the executive director of Welcome Health NWA, says this could be life-threatening.
This is very dangerous because then people in specifically the rural areas, they have long travel distances, and that's very difficult, especially for the elderly.
Fisher-Massey says 14% of Arkansans on Medicaid are expected to lose their coverage. UAMS announcing a new hire today to help establish its new mental health program focused on new and expecting mothers. Dr. Erin Jefferson will lead the new department. She's a 2020 grad of the UAMS School of Medicine and says her new program will serve women throughout their reproductive journey, focusing on unique mental health issues new moms face.
We've actually found is that pregnancy and the postpartum period especially is a really high-risk time, the most high-risk time in a woman's life. And many women are affected by postpartum depression.
Clinic will provide treatments from preconception through the first postpartum year.